Activate your inner coach to thrive in tough situations. Last year, I found myself in the most toxic environment of my professional career. Without getting into many details, I'll just say that initially I was very hurt and confused. Those feelings later turned into anger and the need to wash my hands of all of it and walk away. There was loss of trust, there was miscommunication, there was passive aggressiveness, all with people I had been friends with for years. We all have situations that rock us to our core, like the one for me. So when this type of adversity hits us, we have two choices. One is to stay and try to make the dysfunction functional, or we can cut ties and take care of ourselves, which is what I chose to do. Interestingly, I realized that a lot of the positive self-talk and coaching I write and train about was the prime core of this situation. I had an amazing opportunity to thrive through the adversity. When you are dealing with a toxic environment, positive self-talk can be a powerful tool for maintaining your mental health and your resilience. So here are some self-communication tips to help you in a toxic situation. The first one, turn negative thoughts into positive ones. Actress Demi Moore's authentic and very powerful acceptance speech at the Golden Globe Awards was a strong reminder of how negative talk can influence us. I posted about that on LinkedIn and I reached over 10,000 impressions. That's a strong evidence that it hit a nerve with the people on that platform. How could the negative remarks that Demi received not influence her thoughts? The key for all of us is to catch our negative self-talk and turn it around in an internal dialogue. So by shifting our perspective and transforming negative thoughts into positive ones, we not only protect our mindset, but we also become stronger and more resilient. So remember, the way we speak to ourselves shapes who we become. Let's choose to become more of our number one fans. Second, acknowledge your feelings. This is where journaling works for me. I take the time to verbalize how I feel about these sticky situations, and that may not work for you. So instead, you might want to have coffee with a trusted friend to share your honest emotions. You may want to meet with a leadership coach who will listen and challenge you to acknowledge your feelings, or have your personal self-dialogue during a car commute or hike in the woods or a run. An important part of my self-coaching, I look back at my journal and I read things that say, it's okay to feel hurt or upset by this situation. That's something that I've written. My feelings are valid even if others don't understand them. Another post, another thing you can write, what part of this situation do I own? What could I have done differently? I always reflect on that. The beauty of looking back at a journal is that it gives you the perspective of time and you realize that your feelings were valid at the time and how time helps you move on and gets you to have more clarity. This is what happened in my case, and I was grateful for that. The third tip is to use positive affirmations. Tough situations can make you doubt yourself. But one thing is certain, you cannot control why others act the way they do. Everyone tells themselves their own story. And in a toxic situation, you're usually branded as the villain, right? So remind yourself of your self-worth by repeating phrases like this one. My value is not determined by how others treat me. I am capable and deserving of respect regardless of the situation. I operate with integrity, and anyone that doesn't value this is not worth my time. And a few actionable reminders for this, for sure. I can't change others, but I can control my reaction. And what is one small step that I can take to improve my situation today? Those are always good reminders. A 2023 study in the International Journal of Multidisciplinary Research celebrated the power of positive affirmations. So the study showed that individuals who regularly practiced positive affirmations not only reported increased self-esteem and confidence, but also demonstrated greater willingness to take risks and embrace new experiences. How cool is that? Practice self-compassion and self-care. This is key right here. To become your own number one supportive coach, self-compassion and self-care is key, my friends. Be kind to yourself. So treat yourself with the same kindness and the same understanding that you would offer to a trusted friend or a loved one. Replace self-criticism with self-encouragement. For instance, instead of saying, I should have handled this better, just say, I'm doing my best in a difficult situation. Set boundaries and protect your mental health by setting clear boundaries. This might mean limiting your interactions with those toxic individuals or taking breaks when you feel overwhelmed. Remember that it's okay to prioritize your well-being. Prioritize self-care activities. Find activities that rejuvenate you. That could be anything from reading a book, from taking a nature walk, or practicing mindfulness, or doing anything that you absolutely love. Regular self-care activities help you recharge and maintain your resilience. So by incorporating self-compassion and self-care practices into your routine, you can build a stronger foundation for navigating tough times. Remember, these steps are not a luxury, but a necessity for your overall well-being. Surround yourself with positive people. This is key. The pandemic taught us a lot of coping strategies and the importance of social support. In 2023, Nature and Mental Health journal published a study showing that participants with social support were less likely to feel depressed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Those who had multiple types of social support were 6 times less likely to be depressed compared to those who had marginal support. So not only do we need to have the support around us, now physical and emotional or tangible support, but we need the influence of positive people around us. People who know us, people who lift us up when we're not feeling well, and people that hold us accountable and call us out on enabling behavior. So I challenge you to look at your personal and professional text feeds or where you keep your phone numbers and find those people, those 5 positive personal influencers in your life. If you don't have them, seek them out and add them to your circle of influence. Follow me on LinkedIn and be sure to send this video to a friend that you think would benefit. Thank you so much and be strong.